win, he didn't bottle it then.
You don't care about that. Daniel don't care about. It could be 1 million people in there, there could be 5 people in there. That man doesn't care how many people are watching him fight. But having a chair thrown at you, having that sort of stuff, the build up, I don't think that phases him either. But when you're in the ring, that's when it can be a different sort of feeling or mentality in there. So we'll see how he fares against Fabio with that, because Fabio's not going to have any sort of mental chinks in his armoury at all.
The talk, no rubbish. Talk is
part of the game.
talk is it? The talk is not.
No, listen, I've always thought that. You know, you go back to.
Not.
Yeah, because Johnny can't talk. That's why.
I don't want to.
Because he can't talk. He hasn't got any lines.
But
you're right to an extent,
Yeah,
because I've tried to play the, I'm going to do trash talk and do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you know when people have screw looses, he's got one.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. So because I watch people when they talk and things, how they move around. It's called screw loose, but in the right way.
Yeah. So
Derek Chisora is not holding back here, and you can tell exactly who that dig is aimed at. After that press conference attack, Daniel Dubois has made himself look reckless and out of control, while Fabio Wardley stayed composed like a proper professional.
And range control.
Daniel's jab is a firework. His jab is an absolute bludgeoner of a jab. And he's very good. I've said it before about he's able to measure distance really well. It's only 4 or 5 inches back or forth with his feet, but if you fall in and Fabio does develop or if he does show a little bad habit, Daniel, what he does is quite simplistic, but he does it to an expert and efficient level. So if you're a little bit in or out of range, Daniel will make you pay with that jab, and then the jab starts landing, his backhand will come through as well. And that 1-2 is deadly. We've seen the knockouts.
Derek Chisora says you need personality to sell a fight, but there is a line you do not cross. And that is exactly where Daniel Dubois gets it wrong. There is hype, and then there is losing control, and Fabio Wardley stays firmly on the right side of that line.
Understand about boxing. Boxing is a sport of like guys fighting each other. At the same time, you have to bring eyes on the fight. Yeah, you don't have to be rude to your opponent, but you have to give some chat. Do you understand? So, if you don't give chat, people don't really want to know. But if you give good chat, people want to know. There's no point of saying you two are gonna fight, and then suddenly you guys get there on the top table. Yeah, I'm gonna knock you out. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll see you on this day. I ain't buying that shit.
But I can't pretend.
I ain't buying that shit. But I want to see Richard say, you know what? I'm gonna beat you up. And we're like, what? Who you gonna think you're gonna beat up? Yeah, you can be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna eat you like a Chinese chicken fried. Yeah, you see that? You're like, you see, you're laughing, yeah. But that's the chat we want.
But that's not my way.
Yeah, but that's so. But that's what I'm trying to explain.
I can't pretend to be the way that I'm not.
But there's ways you do it.
Yeah.
There's ways you can sell it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You know,
you still got to sell the fight, I understand 100%.
Yeah, but chat.
If Fabio doesn't say certain things to Daniel, if he doesn't try to tap into his head, is he missing a trick in this fight week?
100%. I feel like it's he can make the fight easier for himself.
Who's that?
You know, Fabio, if he was to work on his mind games, you know, on Daniel Dubois. You know, look, if you know the art of war, the true art of war is to win a fight without fighting. If you don't understand what that means, you're never gonna understand. That's it.
I think the best art of war is when you truly believe in yourself that you don't give a f. That's something that I'm starting to realise. I used to be the guy who used to worry about this, worry about that. So it is still a tactic in that way, isn't it? If you're trying to detach yourself from it, because you're not engaging, that is still tactical in a way. If you're going to be truthfully as honest as you can be. So yeah, there are all these little things that you do have to contend with, and someone like Daniel, who probably can get a little bit more emotional, or there are people that talk about him having mental chinks in the armour.
Fabio Wardley says he respects anyone who respects him, but he also says his past interactions with Daniel Dubois have not shown that same level of respect. He says he is fine with back and forth and boxing talk, but insists there must be discipline, proper behavior, and respect in how a fighter carries himself.
Look, I'm a stand-up person. I respect those that respect me and that show me respect and behave respectfully. From the interactions I've had with him on a number of occasions, it's not been that. So I don't mind a bit of back and forth, a bit of boxing. Like, the game's the game. I'm not fussed by that. It is what it is. But ultimately, there needs to be a level of respect there, and hold yourself properly, act properly in the right situations, and those things haven't been done. So no, there's not.
Derek Chisora explains that fighters have different sides depending on where they are. He describes how they act as responsible family men in normal life, but their behavior changes completely when they are around other fighters or in boxing environments. He highlights how the same individuals can switch personality in pubs or fight settings, where the atmosphere brings out a more intense and unpredictable version of them.
The greatest respect, you will see the end result of that, because it will result in Daniel Dubois becoming a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
The reason why he left is, you don't have to be a genius to work it out. The reason why he left is because there was something missing. You don't leave if everything is great. You leave because there's something missing. So obviously there was
Keep holding on to it. Keep holding on.
I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. Have some manners. Have some manners. Have some manners.
I've got plenty of manners. I've got plenty, but I have to intervene sometimes.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that you're up here for. You don't do nothing else. So
Listen, Michael, you're an expert. You're an expert on everything. You're an expert on ring walks. You're an expert on ring walks. You're an expert. You're an osteopath. You're much more intelligent than me. You're a Swiss Army.
Don Charles makes it clear he is ignoring all outside talk and focusing only on fight night. He shifts attention away from words and towards performance in the ring. He points out that Daniel Dubois has already proven himself against most opponents and emphasizes that his only defeats came against Alexander Usyk, while other fighters have been dealt with decisively.
All I can say to all that, talk is cheap. I normally got a lot to say, but you know what? I choose to be silent today. I want to talk about today and what's going to happen on the 9th of May, and that's all. Talk is cheap. Daniel doesn't have to prove nothing. He's only ever lost to one man twice. Usyk.
Fabio Wardley talks about his past fights and how quickly moments can change in boxing. He reflects on the Justice Huni fight where the momentum shifted suddenly in one round. He explains that his style carries power throughout every round and that fights can be decided by a single punch at any stage. He emphasizes how unpredictable heavyweight boxing can be, where one moment can completely decide the outcome.
There's not much to say that hasn't already been said. And I guess on that point, the main thing to say is don't blink. Is because, look, my fans, my supporters, everyone here at Ipswich, especially here at this ground, the fight I had here was probably synonymous with that of don't blink, because all in a second, the fight with Justice Huni was upside down and was on its head.
He did land with a shot at the end of the first round, but since then he's not managed.
He's just come up against a good fighter, that's all that's happened.
So many hovering around, waiting for a shot. Usyk and Dubois meet, Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabayel. There's all sorts of heavyweight. Oh! What about that from Fabio Wardley? And it just takes one shot. That is unbelievable. Fabio Wardley losing virtually every single round, and he fights a jackhammer. Oh my word!
And again, for the Daniel fight, I think it's going to be a very similar moment in terms of just one punch knockout, him down, him out. If you blink, you would have missed it.
Daniel Dubois expresses strong confidence heading into the fight. He repeats that he feels fully ready and mentally prepared, showing belief in his own ability. He mentions his goal clearly, stating that he intends to become the first fighter to defeat his opponent. His focus is entirely on performance and execution inside the ring. He highlights excitement and readiness rather than doubt, suggesting he is approaching the fight with aggression and determination, aiming to make history by ending the opponent's unbeaten run.
I'm full of confidence for this one, full of confidence, raring to go, and I've got to take his all. I'm going to be the first man to do it, and I'm just can't wait to go, man.
Solomon Dubois shares personal support for his brother Daniel Dubois. He expresses pride in his achievements and reflects on his journey in boxing. His comments focus on belief and encouragement, stating clearly that he expects Daniel to win the fight. He goes further by suggesting a knockout victory, showing full confidence in his brother's power and ability. The statement is supportive and family-oriented, highlighting emotional backing rather than technical analysis of the fight.
I look up to him a lot. I'm very proud of him, all the things he's achieved in life, and I think my brother will win, obviously. I think he'll win by knockout, to be fair.
Carl Frock raises questions about Daniel Dubois' mentality and consistency at the highest level. He points out that while losing to Alexander Usyk is not an issue, there are doubts about Dubois' overall mindset and hunger. He discusses Dubois as a powerful puncher, but also evaluates Fabio Wardley's previous opposition, suggesting he has not yet faced top-level heavyweight punchers consistently. Frock compares fighting styles and toughness, focusing on physical strength, durability, and the level of competition both fighters have experienced.
I do wonder, when it comes on top for him, Daniel Dubois, what's up there and does he want it? That's the only real question mark I've got over his career. Obviously, losing to Usyk's no disgrace, but he's a massive puncher, big, hard hitter. And Fabio Wardley has never really been in there. You've got Justice Hooney, you've got Joseph Parker, you've got Fraser Clark. None of them are really bangers, are they? None of them can really punch hard for heavyweights. I'm sure if they hit you on the chin, it'd hurt. But somebody like me who's got a granite chin, I think I'd be...
Fabio Wardley gives a direct prediction about how he sees the fight unfolding. He confidently states that a knockout is the expected outcome in his view. Instead of questioning whether he will win, he focuses on timing, suggesting uncertainty only in when the stoppage will happen rather than if it will happen. His approach reflects belief in his finishing ability and power, showing that he sees himself controlling the fight and deciding the outcome at his own pace.
How does the fight go? Well, I think it's obvious to see that I'll knock him out. Like that's easiest to say. That's known. It's just whether I want to do it early or I want to do it.
Spencer Oliver focuses on the mental side of boxing rather than physical strength. He explains that Daniel Dubois already has size and power, but the key factor is mindset and confidence. He highlights that Don Charles understands the importance of building belief and mental strength in a fighter. The emphasis is on psychological preparation, suggesting that success in this fight depends more on mental readiness and self-belief than purely physical advantages or attributes.
It's all about mindset. Dom recognises that it's not about the physicalities with Daniel Dubois. Never has been. Yeah. You know, he's a big, strong guy, and like if you get his mind right and he's that self-belief there, and that's what Dom will be working on with him.
It's not many that should beat him ever.
No.
Duke McKenzie explains that Fabio Wardley has improved since becoming a world champion. He refers to a small percentage gain that comes with winning a title, suggesting it elevates a fighter's confidence and performance level. He highlights Wardley's recent win over Joseph Parker, describing it as a tough fight that changed momentum at different stages, but ultimately ended in Wardley's favor. McKenzie emphasizes Wardley's ability to get results in difficult situations. He then shifts to Daniel Dubois, pointing out his strong jab as a key weapon, even referencing its effectiveness in past fights, including against Anthony Joshua. The analysis concludes by suggesting that both fighters rely heavily on their jab, meaning the fight could largely be decided by who controls that aspect better.
Fabio Wardley's a world champion now in his own right. And that 5% I'm just talked to you about, he's 5% better now than what he was before he won the title, because that's what it gives you when you win a world title. Now, he's just beaten Joseph Parker, right? And messed him up quite badly. It wasn't an easy fight. It ebbed and flowed for periods in that fight, but ultimately, Wardley got the job done. That's what he does. He gets the job done. Look at his career. Now, he would have improved, and a lot is to be said of Daniel Dubois because he's got an excellent jab. That was the difference between him and AJ when they fought, was that jab. It was just beautiful. Wardley's got a good jab, and if Wardley's jab has improved since winning that title, then it's a battle of...
Daniel Dubois explains his decision to take a high-level fight immediately after a defeat. He is asked why he did not choose a softer opponent to rebuild confidence, but he rejects that idea. Instead, he describes this fight as the right challenge for him at this stage. He refers to it as a serious domestic-level clash and emphasizes that he prefers meaningful competitive fights rather than easier matchups. Dubois presents himself as ready to return strongly, suggesting that he wants to prove himself against top opposition rather than take a gradual route back. His focus is on testing himself immediately at a high level, showing confidence in his ability to respond after setbacks.
The champion, you obviously have a say in this fight as well. Why did you want to go straight into this one after a defeat? Most people have an easier one after a defeat, just to kind of get back on the horse, so to speak. You've gone straight into what many consider the #2 heavyweight in the world. Why have you gone straight there?
I think it's perfect for me. This fight, you know, you ain't a southpaw or anything like that. This is the domestic scrap I need. This is, you know, juicy for me. You know, this is proper boxing now. Back at home.
I'm coming out southpaw, so he's gonna be.
Duke McKenzie explains that Fabio Wardley has improved since becoming a world champion. He refers to a small percentage gain that comes with winning a title, suggesting it elevates a fighter's confidence and performance level. He highlights Wardley's recent win over Joseph Parker, describing it as a tough fight that changed momentum at different stages, but ultimately ended in Wardley's favor. McKenzie emphasizes Wardley's ability to get results in difficult situations. He then shifts to Daniel Dubois, pointing out his strong jab as a key weapon, even referencing its effectiveness in past fights, including against Anthony Joshua. The analysis concludes by suggesting that both fighters rely heavily on their jab, meaning the fight could largely be decided by who controls that aspect better.
The best competitor out there I can find who's available, who wants to scrap and get it all.
All your fights, bar one, all your wins bar one has been by knockout. That's kind of what you do, right? It's written on the tin, as they say. You expect to knock out Daniel Dubois. I mean, we've seen you go points, the draw with Fraser Clark, you can go deep in fights, but you expect to knock this man out.
Yeah, look, I've done it before. In terms of going the distance, it's something I know I've got in the locker, it's something I know I can do, but also, like you say, as a proven record, I knock people out. And whether that be first, second, third round, or 10, 11, 12, I carry that power all the way through. I carry that heart, determination and game all the way through. Every minute of every round, I'm in the fight. There's not a second of the fight where you think I'm down and out.
Daniel Dubois explains his decision to take a high-level fight immediately after a defeat. He is asked why he did not choose a softer opponent to rebuild confidence, but he rejects that idea. Instead, he describes this fight as the right challenge for him at this stage. He refers to it as a serious domestic-level clash and emphasizes that he prefers meaningful competitive fights rather than easier matchups. Dubois presents himself as ready to return strongly, suggesting that he wants to prove himself against top opposition rather than take a gradual route back. His focus is on testing himself immediately at a high level, showing confidence in his ability to respond after setbacks.
Jesus Christ, man. That's just sensational. Honestly, that is just brutality at its best. I have picked against Fabio 2 or 3 times. I will never pick against him again. That being said, I picked against Dubois a couple of times. I think it's 50-50, and this isn't fencing because I 51-49 Fabio. Fabio can crack, unlike any heavyweight I think right now in the division, but he takes a lot of punishment. Like, we've seen it, and I don't think you can take that type of punishment early from Dubois. But it's a tremendous fight. And look, if it does happen, credit to both. Credit to Dubois. To do Usyk, Miller, Hrgovic, AJ, Usyk, Wardley is better than any run minus Usyk in the heavyweight division. And, by the way, Parker was supposed to be squeezed in there as well.
Duke McKenzie explains that Fabio Wardley has improved since becoming a world champion. He refers to a small percentage gain that comes with winning a title, suggesting it elevates a fighter's confidence and performance level. He highlights Wardley's recent win over Joseph Parker, describing it as a tough fight that changed momentum at different stages, but ultimately ended in Wardley's favor. McKenzie emphasizes Wardley's ability to get results in difficult situations. He then shifts to Daniel Dubois, pointing out his strong jab as a key weapon, even referencing its effectiveness in past fights, including against Anthony Joshua. The analysis concludes by suggesting that both fighters rely heavily on their jab, meaning the fight could largely be decided by who controls that aspect better.
You both smile when I say that, where for me it's quite scary. Do you accept that this is going to be one of those painful fights?
Yeah, I think that's a given. Whether it be him, Joseph Parker, AJ, Fury, Usyk, whatever. At this level of the game, there's no easy rides no more. There's no comfy cruise through the win and have it nice and easy. Like, it's gonna be a scrap. And especially with the way we two go at it, yeah, there's gonna be a few cuts, a bit of blood, and all the rest to go with it.
You liking that?
Blood sport, yeah. I love it.
Why? Why do you love that danger to it?
Nah, this is you need to take chances if you want to be great. If you want to be great and do something, you know, to go down in history for, you need to take chances and risks, and this is what we are. It's what we live for.
Daniel Dubois explains his decision to take a high-level fight immediately after a defeat. He is asked why he did not choose a softer opponent to rebuild confidence, but he rejects that idea. Instead, he describes this fight as the right challenge for him at this stage. He refers to it as a serious domestic-level clash and emphasizes that he prefers meaningful competitive fights rather than easier matchups. Dubois presents himself as ready to return strongly, suggesting that he wants to prove himself against top opposition rather than take a gradual route back. His focus is on testing himself immediately at a high level, showing confidence in his ability to respond after setbacks.